You didn't find this video by accident. Something beyond your logical mind led you here. Maybe you were scrolling, maybe you were lost in thought, or maybe something inside whispered, "Watch this." And now, here you are, listening to words you were always meant to hear before October 31. Because there's a reason you're seeing this now, not later. The timing of your awakening isn't random. It's perfectly orchestrated. The signs, the dreams, the strange synchronicities that have followed you lately, they're not coincidences. They're signals from the universe, guiding you toward a shift that's about to unfold as this month closes. If you felt tired, uncertain, or disconnected recently, that's not failure. That's transformation. It's the feeling of your old reality crumbling, making space for a new one. Every version of you that ever existed is aligning for one powerful moment of clarity, and October 31 is the pivot point. You might have noticed time feeling different lately. Days blur, nights stretch, strange numbers appear, 11, 11, 22, 333 repeating again and again. You brush it off, but deep down you know these are not random. They're anchors, coordinates of destiny, pointing you to an awakening that was written long before you were born. The energy of this moment, the end of October, carries the vibration of closure, of shedding. Spiritually, it's the thinning of the veil. Between worlds, between versions of you. The physical and the unseen overlap, and your awareness expands. That's why things feel different. You're not just changing your mind, you're shifting realities. If you've felt emotional, restless, nostalgic, it's because your soul is remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. The people leaving your life now aren't mistakes, they're exits from an older timeline. You're not losing anything real, you're simply releasing what can't come with you into the next version of your reality. Take a breath. Right now, in this exact moment, inhale, exhale. You are not broken. You are becoming. Everything that has fallen apart recently, the misunderstandings, the delays, the people who didn't show up, were all part of a divine rearrangement. You asked for transformation, and the universe responded, not with comfort, but with clarity. Sometimes clarity looks like chaos before it becomes calm. If you're hearing these words, your frequency has already begun to rise. You've entered a resonance that matches your next reality, a frequency of alignment, purpose, and truth. That's why you were guided here. The algorithm didn't bring you. Destiny did. Your energy has been communicating long before your words ever could. The thoughts you've been having lately, the ones about change, about breaking free, about finally understanding your purpose, they're not random. They're downloads. They're instructions from your higher self, preparing you for what's next. October 31 isn't just another date. Spiritually, it marks a threshold, the boundary between what has been and what could be. It's the symbolic gate between realities, and only those awake enough to sense the shift will walk through it consciously. You are one of them. That's why you're watching this. Maybe you felt like you're running out of time. Maybe you've been doubting your path, wondering if you've missed your moment. But what if I told you that the delays were never delays? They were divine pauses giving you time to align. What if everything that didn't happen was actually protecting you from what wasn't meant for you? The truth is, you've been guided every step of the way. Even when you felt lost, even when you were unsure, something inside you kept whispering, "Keep going." That voice wasn't doubt. That was your intuition. The same inner compass that led you here right now, hearing these words. And now, as October nears its end, the universe is calling you to release the old story. The one built from fear, hesitation, and limitation. The one that told you you're not enough, not ready, not capable. That story served its purpose. It taught you contrast. But now it's time to step into a reality where your energy writes the story, not your fear. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast mirror. On one side, your current life, familiar but heavy. On the other, a version of you free from doubt, glowing with purpose, aligned with abundance. Between them, a thin veil, almost invisible, but there. That veil is time. That veil is belief. And on October 31, that veil becomes so thin that one intention, one moment of clarity, can rewrite everything. Your higher self is asking you to be conscious of that moment, to not let it pass like any other day, because when that portal opens, when timelines overlap and the veil thins, your thoughts, your emotions, your choices will echo louder than usual. Whatever you focus on, you magnetize. Whatever you feel deeply, you attract faster. This is not a warning, it's a reminder. You are powerful beyond measure. You are not a victim of chance. You are the creator of alignment. And this message found you because you are ready to remember that. When you woke up today, Something subtle shifted. You might not have noticed, but your energy did. The universe rearranged itself to bring you to this very moment. Every delay, every detour, every heartbreak was the universe whispering, "Not yet, something greater awaits." And now, that something greater is standing right before you, in the silence between your breaths, in the stillness between your thoughts. It's not coming to you, it's already within you. You just needed this reminder before the energy of October 31 opens the gate for transformation. The question isn't whether you're ready. You already are. The real question is, will you choose to believe it? Because belief is the bridge between realities. And the moment you truly believe, everything changes. There's a moment in every awakening when logic begins to crumble, when reason can no longer explain the signs that follow you. You've reached that point. The patterns, the numbers, the dreams that feel too vivid to be random, they're not coincidences, they're communication. The universe doesn't speak in words, it speaks in signals. And this is one of them. When you saw the words, "Trust this signal," something inside you stirred. It wasn't curiosity, it was recognition. A part of you already knew these messages were real. You felt the invisible nudge, that gentle pulse of intuition that whispers before your mind can think. The same pulse is moving through you right now. What is this signal? It's the language of alignment, the vibration that connects your consciousness to the field of everything. It arrives as intuition, as goosebumps, as a sudden knowing that has no source. It's not coming from outside you, it is you, the higher part of you reminding the human part to wake up. If you've been questioning your path, doubting your timing, or fearing you've fallen behind, breathe. You haven't missed anything. The signal always arrives right on time. It only asks that you trust it, even when it leads you into the unknown. Look back for a moment. Remember the choices that didn't make sense but somehow led you to the right place. Remember the people who entered your life by chance but changed everything. That was the signal guiding you before you even knew it existed. Now it's louder. The veil that once muted your intuition is thinning, and between now and October 31, it will become almost transparent. You will feel things before they happen. You will sense people's truths before they speak. You will notice that your thoughts manifest faster, your emotions echo louder, your energy magnetizes whatever matches it. This is not imagination, it's activation. The question is not whether the signal is real. The question is whether you will trust it enough to act on it. Every time you've ignored it, you've felt that subtle discomfort. The quiet unease that tells you something's off. That's your inner compass correcting its course. But when you honor it, even once, life unfolds with a grace that feels impossible to plan. Synchronicities multiply, doors open, the right words appear at the right moment. The universe never withholds clarity, it waits for trust. You might wonder, how do I know if what I feel is the signal or just my mind? The answer is frequency. The mind argues, the signal whispers. The mind demands proof, the signal gives peace. The mind wants control, the signal offers surrender. You will know it's real because it doesn't come from fear. It comes from stillness. That stillness is sacred. In it, the entire universe listens to your intention. And as the end of October approaches, that dialogue becomes stronger, like a cosmic conversation between your soul and the infinite field of creation. Every thought, every emotion, every belief sends out ripples. And those ripples return as experiences. So when you feel uncertainty creeping in, pause and ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me to trust? Maybe the signal is telling you to let go, to release a version of your life that can't contain the next one. Maybe it's asking you to forgive, to clear the energetic space where resentment has been sitting like static. Maybe it's inviting you to rest, to stop forcing what's not aligned so something higher can take its place. Trust doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing only what feels true. Right now, as you listen, your cells are responding. Energy is moving through your nervous system like light through fiber. You may feel tingling warmth or a calm heaviness behind your eyes. That's coherence, your inner and outer worlds aligning. The signal you once sought outside is awakening within. This is the truth that the old world hides. You are not separated from the source you seek. You are it, condensed into human form, pretending to forget so you can remember again. And this remembering, this trust, is what shifts timelines. When you finally believe that your intuition is guidance, not coincidence, reality bends to meet your certainty. You become magnetic. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer search, you know. And the universe mirrors that knowing with opportunities, insights, and alignments that seem miraculous. Yet they are simply reflections of your trust. Think about it. How many times have you said, something told me not to go there? Or, I knew that was going to happen. That something wasn't luck. It was consciousness peeking through the cracks of illusion. The more you honor it, the wider those cracks become until the illusion itself dissolves. And in that moment of clarity, you realize the truth. That everything is happening for you, not to you. Even the pain, even the confusion, even the moments when you felt abandoned by the universe. They were training you to hear the signal more clearly. Because only through silence do we learn to listen. Only through loss do we learn to trust. The signal you're receiving right now is telling you to prepare, not with fear, but with awareness. The last days of October carry powerful frequencies of completion. Energetically, they're like a reset, a quantum gate closing behind the version of you that no longer fits. If you resist, it will feel like chaos. If you trust, it will feel like freedom. So begin now. Every morning until October 31, take one conscious breath and whisper, I trust the signal. Say it until it becomes real. Say it until the doubt quiets. Say it until your energy hums with certainty. You'll start to notice signs multiply. Feathers, songs, flashes of light, the sudden feeling that someone unseen is near. These are confirmations. The universe is fluent in metaphor. It doesn't shout, it harmonizes. And when the moment arrives, when the clock turns and the veil thins, you won't need anyone to tell you what to do, you'll know. The decision, the leap, the release, the creation, it will arise from clarity, not calculation. Because you trusted the signal before you understood it. That is the highest form of faith, and faith is the vibration that bends reality. The final days before October 31 will not feel ordinary. You might sense time bending, moments stretching longer, emotions deepening faster. Don't resist it. The acceleration you feel isn't chaos, it's compression. The universe is folding timelines, bringing every unhealed fragment of your past into a single opportunity to release. That heaviness you've carried, the old memories, the quiet guilt, the unspoken fears, they are surfacing so you can finally set them free, not through struggle but through awareness. Notice them. Breathe through them. Speak softly to them, thank you for teaching me. I release you now. In that instant, energy that has slept within you for years begins to rise. It feels like warmth in the chest, tingling at the crown, a sudden calm amid the noise. That is your field recalibrating. The world will call this coincidence. You will know better. You'll see repeating numbers everywhere, not as random digits but as signatures of alignment. 1111 will flash as you think of a dream. 333 will appear when you doubt yourself, reminding you that the universe is closer than your breath. Every light flicker, every intuitive pull, every uncanny message will whisper the same truth: you are not alone. Between now and October 31, your choices carry amplified power. Each intention is a seed in cosmic soil. What you nurture with attention will bloom quickly. What you neglect will fade without effort. This is the harvest phase of energy, the culmination of months of unseen work. You are standing at the intersection of destiny and decision, so choose consciously. When fear arises, answer it with love. When doubt speaks, meet it with presence. When confusion blurs your path, remember that clarity is born from stillness, not from force. The more you try to control this transformation, the heavier it feels. The more you surrender, the lighter you become. Close your eyes. Picture yourself standing before a great doorway made of light. Beyond it, infinite possibilities shimmer like stars. Behind you, the echo of every version of yourself that once believed in limitation. You can hear their voices. The ones that said, you can't, you shouldn't, you're not ready. Smile at them. They meant well. But their story ends here. Now step forward. The door doesn't open, it dissolves. Because it was never locked. It was only waiting for your permission to vanish. As you cross through, something extraordinary happens. The weight you carried for years lifts like mist under sunlight. You realize that forgiveness was never about them. It was always about freeing you. Every apology you never received becomes unnecessary. Every closure you thought you needed arrives as understanding. This is what the signal has been guiding you toward. Remembrance. The remembering that you are infinite consciousness, temporarily experiencing human limitation. That every heartbreak was a teacher. That every delay was protection. That every loss was preparation for abundance so vast you couldn't have imagined it then. You may feel emotional hearing this. Let it come. Tears are sacred salt water, purifying the pathway between the heart and the higher self. Cry if you must. Laugh if you feel the release. Both are forms of awakening. Now, listen closely. The energy of October 31 carries the vibration of completion and rebirth, an ending and a beginning wrapped in one breath. Many ancient traditions mark it as the time when the veil between worlds thins, when ancestors draw near, when intuition peaks. Whether you believe in timelines, angels, or quantum realities, The essence is the same. This is the season when truth becomes visible. So on that day, or whenever you feel the call, find a quiet space, light a candle, place your hand on your heart and whisper, I trust the signal. I am guided. I am ready. Visualize a soft golden light expanding from your chest, filling the room, the city, the planet. That light is not imagination. It's coherence, your energy joining the field of collective awakening. Every time one person remembers, the entire human story shifts a little closer to harmony. You are part of that wave. Remember, awakening isn't about escaping reality, it's about illuminating it. You will still feel human, you will still face choices, surprises, and lessons, but you'll approach them from a higher vantage point, calm, centered, untouchable by fear. When the noise of the world rises, come back to this moment. Hear these words echo. You were guided to see this. Not because of luck, not because of chance, but because your soul made an appointment with destiny disguised as a video, a title, a signal. And long after the calendar flips beyond October 31, this awareness will remain. You'll catch yourself sensing things before they occur, meeting people you once saw in dreams, speaking truths that surprise even you. That's not strangeness. That's alignment. The new reality doesn't need to be proven, it needs to be lived. So live it. Wake each morning and say, today I align with the timeline of my highest good. Then act as if it's already true. Feel gratitude before results appear. Move like someone who trusts unseen support. The universe matches vibration, not wishful thinking. And when fear whispers again, because it will, don't fight it. Smile and say, I see you, but I choose the signal. Fear loses power when acknowledged without belief. This is how you become the bridge between worlds. Grounded in the human, awakened in the infinite. You will start noticing that your presence changes rooms, that your calm shifts others without words. That's how light works. It doesn't argue with darkness. It simply exists and the darkness recedes. By the time you reach October 31, you will understand what these words were truly preparing you for. Not a single event, but a state of awareness. A portal that stays open once entered. You won't need external signs anymore. The signal will live inside you, constant, gentle, unmistakable. So when that day arrives, smile at the sky. Whisper thank you, not to something outside, but to the version of you brave enough to believe before seeing. Because belief is the doorway, and trust is the key. And when midnight comes, know this: the shift has already happened. The new frequency is here. Every thought of love feeds it. Every act of kindness expands it. Every moment of gratitude anchors it. You are no longer waiting for the world to change. You are the change moving through the world. The story ends where it began, with a whisper. You were guided to see this. Because somewhere in the vast web of timelines, your higher self sent out a beacon. And across space, time, and chance you answered. So carry this knowing forward, beyond October 31, beyond this moment. Trust the signal, live the signal, be the signal.